Donald Trump isn't interested in being on the debate stage with Ron DeSantis, but he is still interested in Ron DeSantis and not just in beating him, something that seems probably inevitable at this point. He wants to utterly destroy Ron DeSantis. And Trump appears to have surrounded himself by a lot of other people who for some reason really want to take DeSantis down, but not just in this election, not just in terms of his political future. They want to destroy his reputation and make him effectively just a target for mockery for the rest of his time. And there is this report in Rolling Stone about the lengths they've been going to make him seem not just like he shouldn't be president, but like a gross weirdo is how I think I would phrase it. So according to a person with direct knowledge of the matter, a recurring inside joke among senior staffers of Trump 2024 is, we aren't gonna be done with him until he's fat again. This is the most Mean Girls thing I've ever seen in politics. They want to wreck him until he stress eats and his health is destroyed. That is a level of disdain for a politician we don't often see in these sorts of politics. And we're gonna get into some of the ways they've been trying to increase his waist size, Brett. But why do they hate Ron DeSantis so much? I mean, he's challenging Trump, but plenty of people are. And they're not trying to ruin all of their BMIs.
The truth is they are trying to ruin everybody they're running against. It's like you ask political operatives, what's the most accurate portrayal of life behind the scenes in politics? It's not West Wing, it's Veep. It's just people being horrible at each other in the most horrible, toxic ways. Like I know people who work in that, and they talk like that behind the scenes because your whole job is to beat people and you want to beat them to a pulp. And Ron DeSantis is, and they know it. And the thing about Trump is he just tries to be he tries to seem cooler than everybody else. And he already has Ron DeSantis on tape in an ad for Ron DeSantis where he's dorkily reading to his kid from The Art of the Deal. Like it is pathetic. Ron DeSantis is pathetic. He's trying to benefit from being loyal to Trump and then beat Trump. It is a stupid calculation. He shouldn't have run, and he's falling flat on his face. His only hope is that Donald Trump gets put into literal prison before the election.
Yeah. And even that would not be a guarantee that he would be able to replace him. But okay, so there's a long list of things that they're using to try to take this guy down. We're gonna run through some of them. So Team Trump has attacked Ron DeSantis's penis size. I don't know what evidence they have, pro or con.
I think it's just his overall vibe, John.
Probably,
you can tell.
They're not 100% wrong. Anyway, they've suggested that Ron DeSantis might be gay. They have suggested on social media that he might be a pedophile or a groomer, which is a particularly low blow against a guy who has tried to declare virtually every member of the LGBTQ plus community to be those things. They've sent out, in reference to the renewal of Bootgate, which I was gone during this time. Everybody lost their S over Bootgate a couple weeks ago, but that wasn't new. Did people forget that was a thing we talked about like a year ago? But anyway, it came back. And top spokesman for Trump said that soon DeSantis is gonna wish for more in-flight biohazard stories instead of having to deal with his shoes that are more appropriate for America's Next Top Model than the campaign trail. That is a reference to, there's like these stories floating around in Trump world about Ron DeSantis that aren't, like, the Rolling Stone is not going to actually spread the details of it, and I've been out of the loop. So I don't know if that's a thing that we have more details about, this in-flight biohazard story, but apparently there's also a story going around involving Ron DeSantis and a Capitol Hill gym locker room that Trump is bringing up in conversations, including top strategy sessions. I don't know what either of those stories are, but presumably Ron DeSantis did something really gross. And that is the stuff that they are spreading, behind the scenes. And they seem to think those are big winners. What do you think?
Yeah, Ron DeSantis.
Are you familiar, really fast? Are you familiar with either of those stories? Maybe I missed it while I was gone.
The in-flight, but no, I'm not familiar with either of those stories. It is just something that you can, that's the true success of a campaign. If you could just say, that Ron DeSantis in-flight biohazard story, and that's it, and people are just scared of that, and that's like the least of his worries. But Ron DeSantis, he was propped up Ron DeSantis' actual skill is being like an administrator. That's what they say. He is good at actually, quote, governing or whatever you want to call it. He is not a very charismatic person when he takes the stage. He has a dorky, nasally voice. He makes the strangest faces. He's like licking the back of his lips. You can't undergo like a massive body change before running for president because it looks desperate. It looks like you're.
Are you referencing
cameras?
Him losing weight or something?
Him losing weight. Yeah. It seems desperate. It's like when your ex gets a haircut, you're like, I won. Like, you're doing this for me because I won. You need to change. I'm the same. But that's what it is. And there's just so much desperation and on-camera awkwardness that Ron DeSantis just doesn't got it. And Donald Trump has it. And he doesn't even have to bring it to the debate stage to win those debates because he's not even there.
Yeah, the thing, like I get, we talked about during our debate coverage, Brett and I did that together with Jared Jackson. Those clips are available at youtube.com/theyoungturks, so definitely check those out. That Ron DeSantis is not getting any better at this. He's incredibly awkward. Him trying to, be like off the cuff is not a good idea because he doesn't have the instincts. And when he's like well prepped on the material, he delivers it in a really robotic sense, saying the exact same phrases multiple times. But all of this that makes Ron DeSantis look so bad is with Trump not being on the debate stage. And I feel kind of robbed that we don't get to at least see Trump utterly destroy Ron DeSantis one time on the debate stage. He could probably finish DeSantis off, and yet he's not. Maybe it's like a Good Place thing where he's trying to draw the torture out for as long as possible before Ron DeSantis is ejected from this thing, but it's almost too bad. For more political news, breakdowns, interviews, stories of activism, and me trying my hardest to care about the occasional big celebrity news story, subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/The Damage Report. And you can ring the bell wherever it is so you don't miss anything.